Hey guys, Sean, you're watching Legacy Retics, and this is why you shouldn't own a reptile. Believe it or not, I'm actually being kind of serious about this today. So stay tuned, this is a good one. You're not going to want to miss it. We've got a lot to talk about. Alright guys, so why am I saying you shouldn't own reptiles? Well, this is a ball python, and if you know me, I only have one ball python other than this one now. And that's because I knew somebody that just didn't have time, and they were being honest and good to the snake, and they wanted it to have more attention, and they gave it to me. I got a text message last night, my fiance got a text message last night about a snake that had been left in an apartment. They had left 2-3 weeks prior, left the place trashed, and decided to leave behind a beautiful baby ball python. Here's what really made me mad, other than the fact that they left. There was no power. This snake has never had heat its entire life. The enclosure, it wasn't like nasty on the inside. I'm not going to say it was. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but it was not set up for a ball python. When I got to this place today after work, I wanted to get there ASAP. I didn't know if the snake had another night. Just looking at the picture that I had, I didn't know, so I had to get there. I got there right after work today and found this little itty bitty baby ball python, and it's a shame. This is such a pretty snake. It's a baby. I mean, this thing is tiny. It was laying in its water bowl, no heat, mind you, no heat, cold as can be, laying in its water bottle, stuck shed all over. You can tell it was a very dry enclosure. Just horrible. This is why people shouldn't own reptiles. This is why people look at us the way they do. Because you can go out and spend 50 bucks on a ball python, and when you decide you don't want it, you leave it in your apartment for the landlord to figure out what to do with it. Thank goodness these landlords are compassionate and care, truly care, because they ended up calling DNR right off the get-go because they had no clue what snake this was. They aren't snake people. They didn't want to get this snake out. They just looked through the glass and said, hey, there's a snake in there and it's alive. So they called DNR. DNR said, well, it's a python. We don't deal with that. It's a non-native species. There's plenty of individuals and organizations that would be more than happy to help you. Well, luckily, their daughter knows us. We went to high school together. So their daughter texted my fiance last night and said, hey, my mom found this snake in an abandoned apartment that she owns. Will you guys rescue it? I said, absolutely, absolutely. So I got there right after work, like I said, got this poor little guy. I don't even have words. I don't have words. I'm wearing my work stuff. I don't care what this video looks like. I want to put out nice stuff. I just picked up all these retics. There's cages here. I told you guys I was going to get all these retics and spend all this money, and I haven't got around to making that video, and this is like a priority to me because this needs to get out there, because there's no reason for you to go buy a snake and just abandon it and not care about it. There's no reason. This is a living, breathing creature. This is a baby at that. A baby animal, a baby snake. I don't care if it's a snake, a dog, a cat. No animal that is alive deserves this kind of treatment. This poor guy has all kinds of stuck shed. You can just tell it wasn't taken care of. Luckily, no mites. It doesn't seem like it's got respiratory issues. We're getting it on heat, and this is just a shame. If this is you, if you can't keep an animal for 20, 30 years, do not buy a reptile. Don't do it. Don't buy one for me. Because, and here's the thing, as soon as I start breeding reptiles, I'm going to be asking you questions if you want to buy a snake. I'm going to be asking. I want pictures of enclosures. I want to know that you've already tested humidity and temperatures. I want to know these things because I'm bringing these animals into this world. It's my job to make sure they're taken care of. And this makes me mad. This makes me mad. I don't care if this was your kid's snake. I don't care if this was your snake. This is somebody's responsibility, and somebody didn't own up to it and failed this animal. If those people wouldn't have cared about snakes or animals, what would have happened to this? It was funny because the landlord made a comment saying he was talking to somebody about how he had found a snake in one of the apartments in a cage. And the first question that person asked him was, did you kill it? There's so many people like that in the world. So this snake is so lucky that someone compassionate found it in the situation that it was in and went out of their way to find a good home for it. I might just keep this snake forever. I might nurse it back to health and get it into a good home. I don't know. But this is infuriating. I just don't understand. And this is why people shouldn't own animals right here. But there's a million reasons why you should. People like me, people like most of us that love their animals to death. Yeah, there's going to be hard times where you may get injured or you may have down, depression, whatever it may be. There's always going to be those times that we might fail them somewhat. We might not clean them as much as we should. We might not feed them as often as we should. But generally, we're very good about taking care of them. We all fail sometimes, just admit it. If you don't admit it, you never grow. I failed plenty, especially with reptiles. I've lost a lot of reptiles when I was younger because of my wrongdoings. And I have no problem admitting it or talking about it. I don't like to. Animals died because of me. But it's a fact of reality. If you can't accept it, you can't grow. There's a million reasons you should own them. These animals are amazing. Look at this. This is an amazing snake. My daughter thinks this is her snake, so we might end up keeping it, and this might be my daughter's first snake. She's a little young, but I guess Dad will help her. These animals are awesome. These animals are amazing. All animals are. Reptiles in particular. This is like a living dinosaur. To see how people treat these animals is sickening to me. It is sickening. And it needs to end. If you can't take care of these animals, don't buy them. Don't ask me to sell you one of my animals because it's not going to happen. If you can't give it the care it needs for 20, 30 years, there's no sense in even talking to me about it. On a real note, I'm not trying to judge whoever's snake this was. Like I said, things happen. I don't know their story. I don't know their hardships. I don't know how COVID impacted them. So I'm not trying to judge. So if this is your snake, and I'm not going to give up any locations, names, I'm not going to show the enclosure. I might throw a picture of the enclosure just because. But I'm not trying to judge you if this is your snake. But this is a shame. You left this snake. At the end of the day, that's not acceptable. Subpar conditions, I'll argue with you and teach you. And I'll still accept you. But this, leaving a snake, I can't accept you. I can't say you're somebody I would associate with. If you can care for these animals, do it. You'll never regret it. These animals are amazing. But if you can't, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't fail these animals because too many people do it every day of the week. Every day of the week. This is a cute little ball python. Won't hurt anybody. Can't even eat my thumb. Going back to the reticulated pythons. We made it to California. We picked up big snakes. I'm not going to showcase them yet. I'm putting together a nice video that is coming. This couldn't wait. So this kind of got bumped up. This is just going to be a raw, uncut, crappy video. But this couldn't wait. I hope you guys stuck around for it. I hope you guys understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not saying we shouldn't own these animals. But I'm saying people that are going to care for them like this and leave them to die, that's the people we got to watch out for, and we really need to weed out of this industry. That's why we need to vet our customers and really know who we're dealing with so this doesn't happen. We'll get some more videos up real soon of all these amazing snakes. I've got some amazing genetics. If you guys don't, go over to Instagram and follow me at Legacy Retics. I have posted tons of pictures of like Scott Bolter's collection over at West Coast Retics and Reptiles. Awesome stuff, a lot of pure locality stuff. I've got a lot of pictures of the animals that I have now up there already and everything in between. I've got a lot of footage of the trip out there. We went like to the Arches National Park in Utah. You know, we saw some cool stuff, so I've got some of that footage, got a lot of pictures. We've got a lot of snakes to work with. This room is officially just retics, other than the snapping turtle. All the other snakes have been moved over to another room. We're going to continue to grow. We've got big plans. We've got some powerhouse genetics. I think one pairing I've already planned is like 64 or something possible outcomes of offspring, so that's going to be really cool. We will have 150% clutch between these bottom two. You can't see them over here. These are all females. Males are over here. We'll give you guys an update on the reptile room, the snakes, all of that good stuff as soon as possible, but I'm going to start putting a little more effort into the videos so you're not getting this quality anymore. But definitely, guys, Instagram, Facebook, Legacy Retics. That you get a lot of good updates. You'll know when videos are coming from there. You'll get a lot of pictures, see what's going on when I'm not posting videos because of my crazy, chaotic life. We're catching up. We're still getting settled into our new house. I'm telling you, once we're settled in, we're going to go back to 2, maybe 3 times a week on videos, so you'll want to stay tuned. I'll keep you up to date on this guy, too, over the next couple weeks and months. And just a shame. Just a shame. So, that's why you shouldn't own reptiles, but at the same time you should if you can care for them. We'll see you guys on the next video with better news and some really cool snakes. See you guys later.